I was taken there by one of my exes, and as soon as I figured out what the back of Spencer's meant,
that was where you were dumped.
That's yeah.
They took you to the back.
That would be the most unfortunate.
I'm recording.
That's actually not like that's actually a decent place to do it. Like,
I got in the bag of Spencer's. No. Guys,
it's not the end of the world. You can still have a good time.
if I got dumped at the back, if I got dumped at the back of Spencer's, if I was the one getting dumped at the back of Spencer's, I would just pull one of those off the fucking wall and say, "Fine, go fuck yourself then."
Welcome to part 2 of the Metal Gear Solid playthrough. Yeah, you're finally ready to get some actual gameplay this part,
And not
Finally,
scenes.
and not the entire thing. Well, you'll see. The more you watch this, the more you'll understand the gameplay to cutscene ratio. For sure, the cutscene is always heavier than the gameplay. It just also depends on which of the games you're playing, because some of them are longer than others, and that's entirely because of the cutscenes, not because of the gameplay.
For some reason, I saw just the soldiers wearing white uniforms, and I was thinking, like the classic Tom Clancy Rainbow Six games.
Oh, the classic ones. Okay.
Yeah, because I think the classic ones had the bad guys wearing all white.
Oh, interesting. The reason why they're wearing white here is because of the snow, so it's a form of camouflage.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something, but I probably shouldn't.
He looks like Recruit from Rainbow Six Siege.
Colonel, can you hear me?
Yes.
There you go.
The famous codec conversations. This is basically the layout you're going to see for a majority of the game.
But make sure nobody sees you.
And this is how you'll communicate with all the people on your side.
140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the select
it's the codec from Smash Bros. Brawl. Wow.
Who knew?
I can't believe it.
press the select button.
You uncultured swines.
Simulates the small bones of your ear.
That's literally like saying, oh, because the Guardians of the Galaxy movies use songs from the 70s, so whenever you hear like a 70s song from that movie, it's like, it's the song from Guardians of the Galaxy. Come on now.
Shut the fuck up.
That just reminds me of that one meme where it's like,
It's the guy from Fortnite.
yeah, it's like we're like.
Oh yeah, you're right.
We're like a.
Look, it's
older
Master
brother.
Chief from Fortnite.
Yeah.
Anybody who ever says that, you're immediately getting drop kicked through a window.
Is Fortnite still popular?
I don't know.
I know that they finally, after like 4 years, got out of early access phase, but yeah, it took them 4 years to do that early access. Yeah.
Honestly, because some a bit more recently, because they added like a no building mode.
Yeah.
So it's just Fortnite, but you're just going around just getting weapons and like shooting people and stuff like that. I tried that, and I actually had fun with Fortnite. Like the one thing I could not figure out or like get the hang of in Fortnite was building. Once you get rid of that, I actually have fun.
As of January of this year, Fortnite has been about 3 to 4 million players.
Is that better or worse?
I would probably say worse because it says just here on iOS alone 116 million used to play.
Oh wow, okay.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Figured. And at first in the beginning, like back when it came out in 2018, I thought like the building was like the main appeal, the main gimmick for the game. But
well, yeah, it basically was.
Yeah,
I just didn't like it for how cringy it was.
Okay.
Like they were
like everyone.
Way too hard to appeal to the younger generation.
Yeah, it's difficult to get into Fortnite if you're starting out because there are people who are way better at building than you, and you basically have to be good at that to do like anything in Fortnite. They'll shoot somebody, and they'll build a fucking like leaning tower of Pisa in front of you.
That basically
Sad part is you're not wrong.
That basically applies applies to all massive multiplayer online games. You know, stuff like League of Legends and World of Warcraft, stuff like that. Because these are games that have been out for a long time, so you got a lot of experienced players.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so trying to get into it is, not always the best thing to do.
You basically have to be playing the game from like day one to be anywhere near that level.
Yeah.
What game has the long ass ladder climb?
Solid 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is it that everything I know is from Solid 3?
Charlie's Angels video game.
Oh my god! Snake! Oh my fucking god!
Classic.
I knew that was coming.
Rest in peace.
I knew at some point he's going to do it.
Oh yeah.
Joy-Con boys for life.
Joy-Con boys for life. I figured we'd honor them like that by showing Snake, the title.
Metal Gear.
I like the title screen in part 2.
Yeah, I know, right? we could have never known what we were playing since this part.
Right.
Yeah.
Hold on. Are you Ethan? I haven't been following the conversation all that well.
Uh-huh.
Are you planning on doing Snake Eater?
Yeah.
Okay, then I have a clip I want you to put in.
Okay.
I will send it to you after the recording session.
Yeah. So yeah, my wish for this is I do Solid 2, Solid 3, and Solid 4, and that's pretty much it. Because those are the actual good games with a good storyline.
Good.
Well, like Solid 4 is supposed to be the Avengers Endgame before Avengers Endgame, and then they just kept the series going with the prequel trilogy.
Everything was stolen from Solid Snake.
Reminder: I have not seen Endgame, so.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, you know, it's this big agglomeration of like all the cast and characters.
I don't really care for superhero movies.
That, you know what?
So I just never bothered to watch it.
You know what? That's a fair assessment. I'm not exactly pleased with the MCU as of today, but
I've only seen like the one-off films for characters that aren't even involved in the universe, like Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah, stuff like that.
I would say Venom, but they just found a way to bring him in.
Kind of, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah.
But that's kind of about it.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, it's supposed to be, Solid 4 is basically this big agglomeration, the final chapter in this story. All the characters from Solid 1, 2, and 3 are all here and are gonna do, it's the big epic moment, the world's going to end type of stuff. So yeah, I'd like to end with Solid 4. Because Solid 4 is a good game. No, it's not a game, it's a movie, it's a good movie. Yeah, I should stress that. These are good movies, not necessarily good games. It's good gameplay. Like, the stealth mechanics are pretty robust, even for the standards of 1998. And, but that, you barely play any of it, that's the thing.
It must be crazy to fly a hind in this kind of weather.
Who's that? Oh, sorry. I haven't introduced you to yet. This is Mei Ling. She was assigned to us as our visual and data processing specialist. She designed your codec, as well as your Soliton radar system. Contact her if you have any questions.
And now that you told me that it's Max from Ben 10, I just can't like stop hearing that.
I know.
Can we just Photoshop Grandpa Max over him?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's one of those instances where once you know it from something else, you can't unsee the other thing.
Yeah, that's basically me whenever I hear Roger Craig Smith, because he voices Sonic, and so whenever I hear Roger Craig Smith and anything else, all I can hear is Sonic.
I'm surprised.
That is
back to my problem with Bryce Pappenbrook, because all I fucking hear is Kirito from Sword Art Online.
That is me with Keith David.
It's either Kirito or I hear Inosuke from Demon Slayer when he's yelling, because that's like the same type of like voice that he does for that.
It's the same thing with me and Keith David, who plays the Arbiter in Halo.
Be careful, Snake.
Like, any fucking time I hear him anything, I can't help but just see the fucking Arbiter.
Make sure you
Which is sad, because he has a bunch of other video game roles as well.
Infiltrate the disposal site
Man, it's a small world, isn't it?
Kind of, I guess. I mean, I would like a bit more dynamics with these voice actors and characters and all that. I think that's why Tim Curry's a good voice actor, because he actually tries using different voices for all this.
Yeah, I mean, usually most of the time, I mean, like some voice actors will have different voices, or at least there'll be like effects put on them that make them sound a bit different and stuff. But like,
other people.
It's definitely kind of jarring if you hear characters like being played by like the same voice actor.
Yeah, a part of me wants to say directors are basically typecasting these voice actors. I don't really know that though, because I don't really pay attention that much. Yeah, little more effort, please.
You said Tim Curry, and the first thing that came to my head was the one was the Home Alone 2.
Oh yeah.
And the second one was the It miniseries.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know why those were the first two things to come to my head.
Well, those are his live action appearances. Even when he does voices and stuff. Can't think of anything off the top of my head besides Professor Calamitous from Jimmy Neutron.
There's a Beauty and the Beast straight to DVD like prequel movie where he voices the villain of the movie, which is a living organ.
Oh. Okay.
The instrument, not the like an organ. Because it's a prequel to Beauty and the Beast, so it's still when they're all like inanimate objects come to life.
Oh, I get it.
One of the he was like this like music director in a human life, but then became a giant organ, and he's the villain of the film because he doesn't want to turn back into a human.
Oh, I see.
So he tries his best to stop Belle and the Beast from falling in love.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a bad straight to VHS film, but it's not entirely great.
I've heard a lot of things about the straight to DVD Disney stuff.
Yeah, no. It's definitely one of the better ones.
Okay. What's the worst one then?
I can't see it from here.
No. Probably one of the Cinderella sequels.
Okay.
And or Little Mermaid one.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I haven't seen many of the straight to DVD Disney sequels.
Yeah, and I don't blame you. I mean, like, the reason why they're put straight to DVD is because, like,
they suck.
Kind of. Well, that's the byproduct. Yeah, it was like there's no real reason to continue the story, and so when they actually put the time and effort to continue the story, they don't exactly want people knowing about it.
Right.
They'll at least release it, but not to a large marketing ring. But yeah. Yeah. Here you're about to see my very first fuck up. Because you know it's a stealth game, you're supposed to avoid getting caught.
Congratulations, you have alerted the guards.
Yep.
Good job. Good job.
I've never been able to pass that without getting caught. I thought I'd try it, but whatever. So,
I was thinking, I'm like, did this man just die from getting thrown over the shoulder?
No. That's basically how I take care of the enemies. Like, I don't go out of my way to kill the enemies per se, because the game doesn't encourage combat, so I try to stay away from it as far as possible, which leads into a problem with the boss fights, given the mechanics of everything. But still, engage in combat as little as possible. Okay. Almost got caught there. Almost.
Man, slid under a truck.
Yeah. See, the Solid 1 and Solid 2 have this thing called the Soliton radar system, which basically gives you a little mini-map of the area with, like...
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, and you can see the vision cones of all the enemies and stuff, which is very
Field of vision.
Field of vision, right.
Yeah.
They ditched that away in Solid 3 and Solid 4, kind of, to make it a bit more robust to the mid-2000s standards. So there's that. It's a bit more difficult, but it's still manageable. At least in Solid 4. In Solid 3, because Cold War era, things run on batteries. So, yeah, that's mechanically, it's not the best in the series, but story-wise, it probably is the best in the series. Solid 3. Oh, God. What am I doing?
I don't know. Apparently, you want to get caught.
Yeah.
No, yep, be dumb, be dumb, be dumb. Okay. There we go.
I always get so stressed out in stealth sequences in games because I'm just like, I know I'm gonna fuck up somehow.
I'm not a stealthy person.
In stealth sequences in traditional video games, the mechanics are not as robust as a game built around stealth like this game is. So, yeah, in this game, you know exactly what will trigger the enemy's attention and everything like that because that's how the mechanics are robust.
Yeah, it's basically the focus of this game is stealth.
Right, and so when it comes to a sequence in a traditional video game, the mechanics are not as robust. So you actually do not know what exactly would trigger it. Sure, the gunfire, that's pretty obvious, but like if you don't know if you're going to be right next to the enemy and get noticed like that, or you could be standing around next to it and not be noticed at all.
Gotcha.
It's funny like that.
It's like, someone could be hiding behind this door, but that's just too obvious.
Right. Yeah. Which is why I praise this game, because the stealth mechanics are really good. See, the traditional player would get really tense right about now.
Oh my god.
That fucking sound effect.
The neck snapping of the enemy is probably the most rewarding thing in this game.
Just imagine you're in the middle of a mission, your fucking phone goes off.
I mean, it's pretty funny actually.
Yeah, that would be pretty hilarious.
No. Like even in the context of Metal Gear, in Solid 2, you get a codec, like a 20-minute codec in the middle of the final boss. Yeah. It's hilarious.
And they just let you take the call.
It's like I'm fucking doing something here.
It reminds me of one of those older you know how before movie starts in movie theaters, they do like that little like video where it's like, please silence your cell phone.
Oh yeah.
There was this like older one of that where it's this like secret agent doing this battle on a rooftop and he gets a phone gets a phone call.
Yeah.
So he thinks it's like his colonel. He's like, yeah. And he's like, yes. And it's his mom asking him a question and he's like,
I mean that.
I remember that. I think that was a Geico commercial.
Yeah, it was a Geico commercial that also was
The squirrels are back.
Oh man, that's funny.
This is McDonald Miller. It's been a
Yeah, when you mentioned how like it'll just get like a call like just in the middle of the boss and everything just kind of pauses. That kind of reminded me of like there's a sequence kind of similar to that in like Undertale actually.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a part of the game where you're getting chased by like one of like these main characters and stuff like that because they're really angry at you. But like you get a phone call from like one of your friends as you're being chased and they just like get up to you and they just like stop and wait for you to finish the call before they start chasing you again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I want to know what Snake was doing. I want to know what Snake did outside of the code, like just in the context of the real world fight. Just be like, oh, hold on, I got a phone call. Yes.
I suppose in this world of like time travel and stuff like that, I don't know. I guess you can just justify it as like the world around you freezes.
Anomaly in which all time stops
yeah,
when you have it out.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Nano machines.
That's the plot hole.
It's like how on Ant-Man, all they have to do is put quantum in front of it, and bam, it's fixed.
There you go.
Cell in the first floor basement.
What about the vent shaft cleaning?
They just opened the vent covers. They're about to start spraying for rats.
First floor basement ventilation shaft.
Shut those covers as soon as they're done spraying. Also, keep
And
your
speaking
eye
of
on the
ventilation
cell.
shafts, I like this game for having realistic vents in video games. It's always been a nitpick of mine in other video games that the air vents that you always crawl through in are so huge.
Yeah, that's pretty fair actually when you think about it.
No one has air vents that huge. Why does every building in video games have that?
We're looking at Ymir's Edge.
freaking yeah, like even Modern Warfare, when you're in the final chapter, everyone is like crouch walking in the air vent. Why is it so big? Oh man.
Nanomachines.
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 That's the answer.
It just works.
It just works.